Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the School Library Association Publisher Roadshow. This session will feature middle grade titles. We've got a bit of a longer event for you this afternoon due to the absolute wealth of brilliant titles that our featured publishers have got to present. So you may want to dip in and out a little bit. We'll also be sharing our top picks in a blog post and Publisher Roadshow newsletter roundup next week. Enjoy!
Hello everyone, my name is Sriyanti and it's my pleasure to present Bloomsbury Education's middle grade books publishing this summer. Starting off with two new and accessibly priced books from the best-selling multi-award-winning children's magazine, The Week Junior. In our beloved puzzle strand, we have Awesome World Puzzles, publishing just before the holidays, and later in the year, a book that turns questionable news stories into a pop quiz for critical thinking, The Week Junior, Real or Rubbish. Awesome World Puzzles is the perfect screen-free summer holiday companion to keep curious minds engaged. It features over 150 puzzles, has a wealth of colourful photos to accompany the around-the-world theme, boasts a variety of difficulty levels, and has a great mix of classic formats with fresh facts and illustrations. This pocket-sized format, new in the Week Junior Puzzle series, is perfect for children 8+ to take along on holiday this summer and is a go-to for those who prefer fact-finding and non-fiction during their library period. Next up, did a boy seriously invite a bear to his birthday party? Was there really a robot dog delivering pizzas on the beach? The Week Junior Real or Rubbish is an essential dip-in-and-out book for children aged 8+ that asks readers to test their instincts for accurate information and hone their eye for detail whilst reading the wackiest news stories. Each story is accompanied by facts and illustrations, as below. This book extends one of the most beloved segments of the Week Junior into critical thinking pick and mix for young digital natives, where they learn to distinguish information and misinformation. Next up, we have some delicious historical fiction bind-ups from the author of the blockbuster Horrible History series, Terry Deary, who has sold more than 30 million copies of his books worldwide. Each book has 4 dip-in-and-outable stories of 64 pages each. These are perfect for 7+, and all of them are highly and hilariously illustrated by Helen Fluke. These books explore the world of Shakespeare and pirates through the eyes of children who could have lived at the time. There are loads of other eras to explore in the new editions of this series, which comprises 12 books and is completed this summer. Take a look at bloomsbury.com for the audiobooks of the Terrible True Tales series. We have one more historical fiction title for you, and that is An Elephant for the Emperor. This is a thrilling quest narrative for 9+ by best-selling author Xavier Perotta, set during the Golden Age of Islam. 2 boys set out on an unforgettable adventure to deliver an elephant as a gift from the Caliph of Baghdad to the Emperor Charlemagne. Sea storms, animal escapades, and bandits abound in an exciting cross-country journey as Farouk, Hussein, and the caravan they travel in try to reach Germany safely. This is a story with a special appeal to primary-aged boys, but it also has a strong female deuteragonist. Next up, we have 2 titles published by our sister imprint Zephyr. The first one is Eric's Pine Tree Concert, the final book in the Woodland Explorers Club series. The Woodland Explorers solve mysteries and protect the animals of Willow Wish Woods. A magical series for 6+ inspired by Forest School, every book can be read as a standalone. Written by acclaimed author Eva Joseph-Kowitz, these chapter books are emerging reader-friendly, full of friendship and learning through nature, and have lovely illustrations on every page by Gillian Flint. Eric's Pine Tree Concert is the final book in this series. Sandy Finn is a silver-scale diver of the deep, puzzler of puzzles, and a perfect hero for 8+ readers looking for a new madcap adventure series. Join ocean explorer Sandy and his best friend Lily in their 3rd adventure in this hilarious middle grade series by Martin Stewart, which is illustrated in black and white. Thank you for sticking with us as we explored Bloomsbury Education's middle grade publishing from July to November 2026. For more details, author event queries, POS, or just to say hi, please get in touch at sriyanti.moitro@bloomsbury.com. Thank you!
Hello, and welcome to Bloomsbury Children's Books presentation for the SLA Summer Roadshow in the middle grade category. First, we're presenting to you Detention Diaries Worse Than Jail by Sam Copeland. This is the ultimate boy-friendly read in a brand new diary format series documenting the wholesomely funny injustices of Arthur Guppy, whose best intentions always lead to the detention room, which is something that my little cousin always tells me all the time, though I don't believe him. Arthur Guppy is in detention. The school axolotls have been kidnapped, and Arthur is the prime suspect. But how did Arthur's best friend Carla's chickens and an unusual assortment of their classmates end up in there with him? Arthur is about to tell you, and you may also learn why you shouldn't glue knits to your face, how to do a standing up wee without pulling your trousers down, and much more. This is a book jam-packed with hysterics, including black and white illustrations by Sam Copeland, who is the award-winning author of the best-selling Charlie Changes into a Chicken series and Waterstone's Book of the Month, Alex vs. Axel. And this publishes on the 27th of August 2026 in paperback. Second, we have Your Wild and Wonderful Brain by Alice Harmon and Buse Kassar. This publishes on the 4th of June 2026 in paperback. This is an authentic, inclusive, and positive guide to how ADHD brains can behave, using playful animal metaphors to showcase the strength and struggles of ADHD. Does your brain sprint ahead of you like a cheetah on the chase? Or get distracted by for every shiny new idea like a curious magpie? Do you have a wonderfully wild ADHD brain? Made for people with ADHD, or those who want to know about it, by people with ADHD, this is a positive, must-have book handbook celebrating both the tricky and brilliant bits of ADHD. The playful animal metaphors explores traits many people with ADHD will recognize, while sharing tips, activities, and brain science explanations to help you understand your ADHD better. Written and illustrated by two authentic ADHD voices, this positively affirming, according to the bookseller, is a refreshingly creative and systemic guide, according to Connor DeWolf, TikTok creator, for anyone looking to work with, rather than against, their wonderfully wild, one-of-a-kind ADHD brain. This is written by Alice Harmon, who is a wonderful children's author and illustrator and coach with more than 50 books under her belt for kids, from everything about art to outer space. Buse Kassar is an illustrator from Istanbul, Turkey, currently based in Germany. And third of all, we have Outlaws by E.L. Norrie, who recently won the Lewisham Book Awards for her previous title, Runaways. This publishes on the 29th of April 2026 in paperback, and it's a page-turning story about three unlikely school friends who learn they can take on the world when they stick together, perfect for fans of Jack Pine Wilson. Robin, Will, and Scarlett first meet in detention. Robin is not looking for friends. Being new in year 8 and everything changing at home is more than enough for her to cope with. Will is smiling as usual. He's got it under control, acing his schoolwork, caring for his sick mum, and looking after his little brothers. He's even got a side hustle to help out with the bills. Scarlett just wants to keep her head down. Her latest foster parents are the best ever, so if she can just be quiet and avoid their bullying daughter, she really hopes she can stay there. But the three of them soon notice that their new head teacher is making life really hard for the kids least able to defend themselves. Banding together, these three unlikely outlaws come up with a crazy idea to help those in need, only to find just what they need themselves. E.L. Norrie is the acclaimed author of Runaways, Fable House, and several previous children's books. Born in Cardiff and growing up in the care system, Emma centers her books around the children who don't get the most representation, and I think that's a wonderful thing. And finally, coming in January 2027 is The Absolutely True Confessions of a Funny Girl, written by Subha Malhotra Mukhtar and illustrated by Nisha Fiolette. Finally, Other book publishing in this time period is Maiwa and the Fire of Speech, which is the brilliant follow-up to Maiwa and the Sea of Words, Pablo and Splash, The Viking Voyage, Scamp Salt Brace and the Tidal Clock, Chicken Hill, the follow-up to the wonderful graphic novel published earlier this year, Impossible Creatures by The Never Fear by Catherine Rundle, which is the third book in the Impossible Creatures series. Letters from the Upside is now publishing in paperback, and we'll have the second in the series for Airbnb and Rory Sparks publishing this year as well. Thank you so much for listening. If you have any questions and any queries about our authors, please do email me at deborah.ogonoiki@bloomsbury.com.
Hello there, my name is Naomi and I'm the Marketing Publicity Manager at BeSmall. I'm going to be talking today about the new non-fiction titles that we have coming out from July to October. So first of all, in July, we've got Cats, 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 a awesome look at cats and the cat life. This is the fourth title in our growing Nature Investigator series, which you can just see above me there. And I'll talk a little bit about that on the next slide too. Cats, Cats, Cats is a big illustrated hardback non-fiction that goes beyond the stats to uncover more about cat behaviour. It's written by our fantastic best-selling award-winning team, Susan Martineau and Vicky Barker. And this is another great example of how Vicky's illustrations work perfectly with the text to make the book very digestible, very readable, and perfect for kids of all ages. So this is the whole series altogether. We currently have Bugs and Cats publishing in hardback, and paperbacks of Sharks and Dinosaurs will be available from January 2027. Having a look inside the book now, it's full colour illustrated throughout. This spread is showing where in the world different species of big cat can be found. And the final spread I want to show you is a very fun spread on record-breaking cats, from the speediest sprinter to the oldest recorded cat, otherwise known as Cream Puff, who lived to the ripe old age of 38. Fun and shareable facts will make this book a great hit with fact-obsessed animal lovers. Next, in September, we're publishing Myths and Legends, the heroes, gods and monsters who shaped our history. This is the second title in the series after Eureka, which I'll tell you a little bit more about on the next slide. This book contains biographies of 20 fascinating myths and legends from all around the world and all over different time periods, and 11 step-by-step activities that tie into the legends and myths in the book. And this is a truly beautiful illustrated hardback title, which will be a real standout in the school library. So Myths and Legends is in the same series and follows the same format as Eureka, which is our 2024 award-winning title. It won the ASC, Association for Science Education, Book of the Year, and also the School Reading List Non-Fiction Book of the Year. It's been consistently recommended by reviewers as a brilliant title for school libraries, mainly due to the way it combines biography with practical learning. And that's exactly what we've done with Myths and Legends as well. So having a look inside, you'll see a lot about familiar figures like Zeus and Bigfoot to maybe more unfamiliar figures such as Grandmother Mago and Nanny of the Maroons. Each myth or legend is given a full spread for their biography and a few explainers on certain words. Down the bottom here you can see a little myth busted section which explains how we get lightning, and spoiler, it's not actually from Zeus. Another example here, we've got Dracula. This goes through a biography on Bram Stoker, who wrote Dracula, and his inspiration, Prince Vlad III, and a little on why fictional monsters like this were created. Fascinatingly, this spread also explains that tuberculosis might have inspired the idea of vampires, as the bacteria that caused the disease weren't identified until the 1800s, so many people believed it was what they called a so-called supernatural sickness. And here we have an example of one of the activities included with this book that goes alongside the Bigfoot spread. This activity is for making a cryptid case file, so something you can take away and do some independent research on. So a really, really great example of stuff to do in the school library. Finally, the last book I want to talk to you about is How to Understand and Apply AI. This book has been designed to be a simple introduction to AI that isn't scary. And it's been checked by AI experts, so it's a brilliant starter kit for getting to grips with the concept of artificial intelligence and learning how to use it safely. It's the fourth title in our Growing Learning Skills series, which I'll talk to you a little bit more about on the next slide. So there are 4 titles in the Learning Skills series so far. We've got a couple more coming out next year. And all 4 of these titles focus on essential literacy skills, including critical literacy, scientific literacy, oracy skills, and AI literacy. These books have been designed to help children get to grips with the crucial tools needed to navigate the ever-changing world around them and can aid with understanding in all areas of the curriculum. Taking a look inside, the book breaks down big questions into digestible chunks of information and prompts us with questions to consider different points of view. This book explains some of the processes behind how AI works, like the spread on knowledge representation, which you can see here with the lovely illustrations. And then we also have spreads explaining how AI is used in the world and what happens when it goes wrong. It can hallucinate things and explains that a little bit more as well. And that's everything that I have to share with you today. Don't forget that we've got a free poster download for the National Year of Reading that you can find on our website. You can also email me. On the next slide, I'll have my email to get a copy. And that's my email there. So just drop me a message if you have any questions about any of the books you've seen today or would like me to send you a PDF of the poster. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Ziggy from Cicada Books, and I am excited to present 2 titles for you guys today. The first title I'm going to present is a 64-page, large format non-fiction book called Things to Do, Places to Be, Unusual Jobs in Unlikely Places. It's going to have beautiful foil on the cover, and I'm going to share my screen with you so that you can see quite how gorgeous it is, although this is work in progress. So this is a fact-packed book introducing children to the fascinating careers they may never heard of in environments they might never have imagined that people could work. You'll meet oil rig workers living for weeks at a time in the middle of the ocean, scientists who study glaciers in the dark of the polar winter, canopy researchers living high in rainforest trees, underwater explorers who uncover shipwrecks, and desert astronomers gazing deep into space. Each career specifies the skills you might need in order to do that job, plus any interesting information that might be peripheral to that job. Say, for example, what mangrove trees are like and why those environments are important and why it's so important to protect them. It's a great book that links into geography, it links into social studies, and in the world of AI, when the world of careers is not necessarily the most exciting prospect at the moment, it reminds kids what a wonderful and amazing world that we live in. The book is very clearly organized by dramatic environments, so it's high up, icy cold, tropical, underwater, and desert dry. And each chapter reveals some really interesting information about different places around the world. It's illustrated by a German illustrator called Katja Spitzer, whose work I love. It's got a special color, which is really going to pop. And I think Things to Do, Places to Be is really an inspiring celebration of possibility. It's perfect for curious readers who love geography, adventure, and dreaming big about their future. I'm just going to keep flipping through so you can see all of the amazing jobs that you might want to consider. Maybe I want to consider this. Maybe I should be a camel trainer. So that is the first book. Okay. The next book I have to present to you is something entirely different. This is a graphic novel called The Grand Bug Hotel, and it's illustrated by a really wonderful Bristol-based illustrator called Ollie Sylvester. This is 120 pages, it's medium format, and it's got these incredible illustrations that are super detailed. And this tells the story of Vex and Bo, 2 bugs who are finally escaping their dreary home in Slurry for a much anticipated weekend at the Grand Bug Hotel, the most prestigious insect establishment in all of Europe. But their relaxing getaway quickly unravels into chaos. The hotel is in disarray, understaffed, overbooked, and teeming with a surprise infestation of baby termites. As Vex and Bo navigate the maze-like corridors in search of their room and later their missing luggage, they cross paths with a cast of unforgettable characters. Dee von Trautheim is a washed-up moth movie star. Nigel is a burly bouncer with a soft side. Maud is a beguiling termite queen who steals Vex's heart. And the overwhelmed hotel manager is actually a weevil in the guise of a stag beetle. All the while, something fishy is going on with the leeches and those naughty termite babies. This is a riotous graphic novel adventure, vividly brought to life through Ollie Sylvester's intricately detailed illustrations. It's bursting with personality, vintage flair, and laugh out loud moments, lots of slapstick. That's really going to appeal to that 8 to 12 audience. It captures the faded glamour of a once grand hotel on the brink. It's an endlessly rereadable book. It's been an absolute labor of love, and I really hope you guys like it. And those are my 2 books today. Thank you so much for listening, and take care, everyone.
Hello, I'm Emma from Faber, and I'm going to take you on a quick tour of our middle grade autumn titles for 2026. So first up, I want to talk about Dory Phantasmagory by Abby Hanlon. We are publishing the 3rd book in this best-selling worldwide series, Dory Dory Black Sheep, on the 16th of July, but we are also reissuing the first 2 books, so readers will have the 3 new books to sink their teeth into on publication. This whopping series has already sold over 1.6 million copies worldwide and is perfect for fans of Isadora Moon and the Daisy series. It follows young Dory as she goes on all sorts of adventures and meets people along the way. Aimed for ages 5+ and is now fully anglicised for a UK audience. It even has a rave review from Reese Witherspoon, who said she and her 7-year-old were both laughing so hard at the series. This is definitely one for children to take on those long summer holiday drives. So next up we have the 2nd book in the action-packed Jed Greenleaf series. In Jed Greenleaf and the Stolen Queen, the Queen has now been kidnapped. Guy Fawkes is lurking in the shadows and a dark and powerful magic is bubbling up in the background. This is fantasy at its finest and perfect for fans of Percy Jackson. It's absolutely adored by teachers and readers and school librarians. Kieran, who is also the author of the Podkin One Ear series, is a total asset to this campaign, with fantastic school events which include world building and map making workshops. Although he's based in the Isle of Wight, he comes over really often for school tours and festivals, and is a delightful author to work with a real passion for engaging young readers. With an eco-friendly twist, this is also the perfect book for any green-fingered children who love fantasy. So on to another next in the series. The 4th Penguin Spanners will be hitting shelves at the end of August in true back-to-school reading fashion. This series is quickly becoming a fan favourite, especially among graphic novel fans who love books such as Pablo and Splash and Donut Squad. A laugh a millisecond with action guaranteed, Penguin Spanners Dr. Biscuits takes our chatty duo to a science fair where they find themselves face to face with rival inventor Dr. Biscuits and his evil boss, Magnificent. Penguin Spanners will be a big one for schools and libraries this year, with activity and POS packs circulating the country, as well as a schools tour that will stretch throughout the autumn. Steve's events are upbeat, fun and engaging, including draw-alongs, singing and even bingo. There's also 3 previous books to go back to, so plenty to read for newcomers to the series. And the series never ends. I know this is one that a lot of people are really excited about, the 2nd instalment into Emma Carroll's brand new adventure series, Dracula and Daughters. This one, School for Slayers, is packed full of atmosphere and gothic detail. This series is really perfect for fans of Murder Most Unladylike and The Swifts. In Dracula and Daughter, School for Slayers, the Dracula and Daughters Vampire Healing Company is now up and running, but when the 3 cousins, Bella, Buffy and Mina, hear about some strange happenings at a local school, they decide to use their vampire powers to investigate. Emma Carroll is of course a firm favourite among teachers and librarians, as a previous teacher herself. Her events are really engaging and passionate, and she will once again be on another book tour for this book in the autumn. And last but not least, a slightly different book on our list, The Christmas Book by Catherine Woodfine and gorgeously illustrated in full colour throughout by Lizzie Stewart, is our perfect Christmas gift book for 2026. Inspired by the Icelandic book gifting tradition of Jólabókaflóð, The Christmas Book follows a young boy called Thomas who is experiencing his first Christmas without his grandfather. To cheer his family up, he ventures out with his coins to buy them all a gift, but only to find all the shops are closed. All except one, perhaps the greatest of all, the bookshop. This is a short but sweet tale, and although aimed at 7+, is sure to be loved by all ages. The Christmas Book is out on the 8th of October, just in time for Christmas. So thank you for listening. If you have any questions about any of the titles I mentioned or would like some more information about any of them, please contact either myself or Sarah Doyle. Our contact details are on the screen right now. Thank you.
Hello, lovely librarians. It is such a joy to speak with you all. Why don't you take your precious books and shove them up your... Now then, my name is Jack Meggitt Phillips, and I'm here to talk to you about my new series, Jekyll vs. Hyde, The Potion of Doom. This is illustrated by Holly Swain, and it is a funny, fast-paced adventure filled with humour and heart, and it's all set in a creepy, crooked town called Gothville. It's a nasty, nasty book that will give you nightmares for weeks. Henrik Jekyll is a spoilt, cunning child who gets what he wants whenever he wants it. I want your carrot! One day, Henrik learns that his ancestor, the original Dr. Jekyll, created a potion that gave him superpowers. So, Henrik restarts the experiments, but accidentally turns himself into a monster named Hyde. Hello. I have been obsessed with Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde since I was a teenager, and so it has been such a thrill getting to reimagine this story for younger readers. I mean, they say that the hallmark of a classic is that it always has something new to say, and I feel that this book has been talking to me for years. He clearly has no friends. Jekyll vs. Hyde, The Potion of Doom, is out in September. I will be doing a new event for this, and I absolutely love visiting schools and celebrating the power of reading. So please invite me. You can get in touch through my website. Just Google Jack Meggitt Phillips. Don't let him near your children. Goodbye. We'll be seeing you very, very soon.
Hi everybody, my name's Ella and I'm the marketing assistant at Firefly Press. I just wanted to take a few moments to run through our middle grade titles between June and November this year. To start with, we have Quester's Academy, The Box of Locks by Sam Hay. This is a fast-paced, middle grade action adventure set in the Natural History Museum, described as the Da Vinci Code meets the London Eye Mystery. Tom was never meant to be a museum-guarding, artefact-finding, super-brave explorer, but faced with complicated ciphers and coded clues, they must save the world from potential apocalypse. You may be familiar with Sam from her other books, the Spy Penguin series, the Undead Pet series, and the Stella and the Night Sprite series, but this is her first thrilling foray into middle grade. Sam has spent years doing events with schools and libraries. She's based in Monmouth and willing to travel, so if you'd like Sam to pay you a visit, please do let us know. Next up, we have Circling the Stars by Laura Sheldon, an enchanting short verse novel which explores themes of parental separation, accepting change, and the power of friendship. When Annie follows neighbour Nando in the dead of night, she doesn't expect to find the wild fox he's befriended, but when they discover the fox's home is under threat, she's due to have cubs, and then she mysteriously goes missing. Can they save the fox and the cubs before it's too late? Laura's first book, Mr. Malley's Shed, was published by Firefly Press in 2014, and Laura is a teacher at a primary school in Surrey and is super keen to do events and willing to travel. So next up we have a rejacketed 2017 first series from best-selling author Jennifer Killick. Alex Sparrow is a hilarious, fast-paced, middle-grade adventure series which focuses on Alex Sparrow, a super agent in training, and friend Jess, who can communicate with animals, working together to save the day. This is the complete Alex Sparrow series rejacketed side by side, and they will be available from the 6th of August. They will feature new cover artwork by creator Lake cover designer Anne Glenn. Since publishing her first book, Alex Sparrow and the Really Big Stink, Jennifer has since written many others, including 2 more in the series and BookBuzz bestseller Crater Lake and Crater Lake Evolution. Jennifer is based in Uxbridge and is keen to do events in person or online. Next up, we have a brand new tale from former Children's Laureate Wales, Eloise Williams. The Library of Lost Stories is an uplifting tale of hope about the joy of friendship and the strength found in community, while also highlighting the challenges and experiences of being a young carer. It's Christmas 1976 and Nonnie and her dad are hiding behind a sofa from the bailiffs. There's no money left, but when Nonnie meets new friend Rebecca and borrows a library book, she realises that fixing the town's old mobile library may fix her problems. But the library van is stuck on Mrs. Williams' driveway and has been since the Aberfan disaster 10 years earlier. You may be familiar with Eloise as Wales's first Children's Laureate from September 2019 to August 2022. Eloise has published 4 books with Firefly, including Gaslight and Sea Glass. Having worked as an actor, Eloise is super keen to do events. This then brings me on to our final title, which is A Werewolf Ate My Homework by Emily Snape. This is an accessible diary-style format, perfect for reluctant readers or fans of Tom Gates and Diary of a Wimpy Kid. When Asher thinks he sees his stepbrother's werewolf reflection in the mirror, he knows he must tell his mum before they all become a midnight snack. But Mum doesn't believe Asher, so together with banana-loving, werewolf-obsessed frenemy Helga, Asher must collect evidence to prove his stepbrother is a werewolf. Emily Snape has published several titles and is based in London, and she's super eager to get on board with events. Emily runs a regular illustration class for children and teenagers, so she knows her way around a classroom of children. Do let us know if you'd like Emily to pay you a visit, as she's available for in-person or digital events. Feel free to contact Grace for any inquiries or queries. Thank you for listening.
Hello SLA, welcome to Flying Eye Books presents Autumn 2026 in middle grade. My name is Harry, the Marketing and Publicity Executive for Flying Eye Books, and I'll be whizzing you through what titles we have coming for your middle grade readers in the second half of this year. Up first, we have the sequel to Froggy a Pond Full of Pals with Froggy Autumn Antics, and as you might expect, it's going to get a whole lot cozier and chillier for our amphibian friend. This is full of charming, laugh out loud comic brilliance from Page, and it's perfect for your middle grade readers looking for a book that is easy, accessible, and just laugh out loud funny. As you can see here, the spreads are utterly engrossing. Up next, we have the 10th in the award-winning Amazing Animals series with Wild About Wales. You probably know Owen's work by now, but this is a really popular award-winning non-fiction series that continues here with a study of Wales, looking into all things all things Wales, basically, from dolphins to great whales to their habitats to conservation efforts. It's got it all in here, and it's great for your non-fiction readers. It's a really, really bright and colourful illustrated guide. Up next, we have Rune, the Tale of the Winged Sorceress, third in the award-winning Rune series. The first book won the Waterstones Children's Book Prize category, the first graphic novel to ever do so. It features Chiri, a deaf protagonist whose sign language is shown through a very innovative yellow speech bubble system, and Dai, a kind of shyer, less confident male protagonist, which is just a really great role model for young boys. This is just a brilliant, delicious, dark, dragon-filled fantasy, and it is just so utterly engrossing. It really is an adventure that you'll want to keep rereading and coming back to, and it is perfect for your middle grade readers looking for a new graphic novel in the second half of this year. As you can see here, some of the spreads. Up next, we have Eye of the Storm. This is the fourth in the Science, Magic and Meaning of series, and this is a STEM-focused illustrated title which links to the Key Stage 2 curriculum, covering all things storms, not just the science and geographies of storms, but also the myths, stories, culture, art and history that they've inspired. It really is a whirlwind tour. This comes out in September, and as you can see here, from kind of mythology with the hammer, Polynesian culture with Maui's kite, and the actual geographical impact of storms. We're covering it all, and it really just is a must-have bit of non-fiction to add to your collection, especially if you enjoyed Into the Volcano or Over the Rainbow or last year's Wish Upon a Star. Similarly, we have some more non-fiction coming out in October with A Journey Through Greek Myths. This is a glorious paperback edition of a book that we had in hardback quite a few years ago. And yeah, we're redoing it in paperback. It's full of everything Greek mythology. It's got maps, it's got family trees, It's got gorgeous spreads. It's going to be totally engrossing and totally must have for your little budding classicists in the classroom. And talking of fantasy, adventures and just must-haves, The Knotted Island comes to paperback this October. This is a story of kindness and determination in the vein of your favourite classic writers of the past. We've got Philip Pullman things going on here. We've got Wizard of Oz style things going on in here. We've got, as Ross Montgomery says in this quote, part Diana Wynne Jones, part James Thurber, but utterly, utterly captivating and distinctive. Catherine Child's Knotted Island is just a must-have prose fiction read for your middle grade readers. It follows Tisky as she attempts to bring colour back to Last Island. Colour is played by is more of a deity in this book, and when Colour doesn't visit Last Island, the islanders start to revolt, and it's up to Tisky to embark on the adventure of a lifetime to save Last Island and bring colour and unity back. As you can see, it's beautifully pencil illustrated black and white fiction, which even turns into colour at the end. You will love this book if you don't know it already. Make sure you check it out in October, or the hardback, which is out now. And then finally in October, we have The Unexplained Urban Legend. So Adam Allsuch-Boardman's beloved non-fiction surveys into all things kind of creepy and mysterious comes to a middle grade audience for urban legends, whether it's bogeymen or Bigfoot sightings. These are the questions that people have been asking ourselves for centuries. Explore them for yourselves in this guide, with kind of pop culture references, a real good dose of skeptical inquiry, nothing kind of outwardly denied or nothing too scary or provocative, just a really lovely study. And the rest of the series is here, and you can contact me here.
Hello, I'm Bethan and I'm from Graphegg, a small independent publisher based in Wales. And I'm going to take you through our middle grade and early reader books from June this year to the end of the year. First up, we have Searchlight the Capture. This is the fourth in the Searchlight series by Anne Bryant and illustrated by Laura Wood. In this series, twin aliens Zane and Finola have crash-landed on Earth with the rest of their family, but they have all been separated and the twins are on a mission to reunite their family. As they are discovered, the twins and Dad are suddenly surrounded by agents from Ant. But Zane and Finola manage to escape as Dad offers himself up to protect them. But find out what happens to Dad and whether Zane and Finola manage to make it back home. This series is supported by the European Travel Commission and explores themes of communication, adventure and family. And here are the three previous titles in the series. Next up, we have a book that's perfect for Halloween, Rory Bean and the Reluctant Ghosts by Trudy Thomas and has been edited by Roisin Haycock. It also features illustrations by Karen Schaefer. When a for sale sign appears outside his family home, Rory is devastated. Rory's parents aren't making enough to keep the pub, and there's the little matter of the pub being haunted. And Rory and his best friend Bee go to the local witch to try and find a potion to be able to see the ghosts, because they think if they can talk to the ghosts, they'll be able to tell them to leave. This is a debut author who has teaching experience and explores themes of ghosts and the struggles of moving house. Next we have Aberfan by Jack Lewis. This is a graphic novel interpretation of the Aberfan disaster, told from the perspective of a single family. It is largely based on the author's own family's experiences of the disaster, having interviewed many of his family that were alive during the time. It is a moving and very personal retelling of the worst mining-related disaster in British history and will be published on the 60th anniversary of the disaster. And here is a spread from the book. Finally, we have something for a slightly younger audience, Dee and Flea at Happy Skis Hotel, written by author Julia Hubery and illustrated throughout by Laura Wood. This is an early years book for ages 5 to 7. Dee and Flea enjoy their new position at Happy Skis Hotel, but soon the sisters who own the hotel fall out, and it's up to Dee and Flea to reunite the pair, whilst also trying to keep the very demanding guests happy. This is the 5th in the series of Dee and Flea adventures, with each one seeing Dee and Flea take on a different role, largely within the hospitality and tourism sector. This book explores themes of conflict resolution, friendship, and taking initiative, and this series has also been supported by the European Travel Commission. And here are the 4 previous books in the series. Next we have 50/50 by S.L. Powell. In this book, Gil's explosive relationship with his scientist father is brought to a crisis point when he gets involved with Jude, a charismatic animal rights campaigner who is targeting his dad. But what Gil doesn't realise is that his dad is actually researching for a treatment for his mum, who has a deadly brain disease. This book deals with the difficult topic of animal testing, tackling both sides of the debate, and also covers themes of activism, animal rights, independence, and terminal illness. Thank you for your time, and if you would like any further information on any of these books, please email media@graphic.com. Thank you.
Hi everyone, this is Catherine Allport. I manage the publicity for Guppy Books, and I am here to tell you a little bit about our titles that are coming in the autumn and winter 2026. So starting off with Fairy Tale Fiasco, these are the 3rd and 4th book in the Fairy Tale Fiasco series. Some of you will remember me presenting the Cinderella and Hansel Gretel, which were the first 2 books in the series, which published in February this year. Now, these are full colour, fully illustrated, modern retellings of fairy tales with a twist. The concept is that Cleo, the main character you can see on the front covers of the books, she can jump into any fairy tale and fix the problems that she finds. So, for example, in Cinderella, she urges Cinderella to team up with her stepsisters and set up a slime stall at the palace ball. And in Hansel and Gretel, she helps Hansel and Gretel escape from the witch by turning the witch into a gate. So we have Jack and the Beanstalk and Sleeping Beauty coming in July and September respectively, and we've got more books coming in the series in 2027 as well. These are absolutely perfect books for emerging readers. I say this from a personal point of view as well. I have a 6-year-old who is absolutely obsessed with them. She is just about reading independently but likes to share them as well. There's jokes in there for the parents, jokes in there for the children too. They are absolutely brilliant for this sort of transitional period of reading. Next, we have the sequel to Evie and Mariam's Family Tree. We have Evie and Mariam's Little Lies, which is publishing in August. Now, it's been an absolutely brilliant 2026 for Janine Hyatt. She won the Waterstones Prize in the Younger Readers category for Evie and Mariam's Family Tree in March. She's also on the short list for the Branford Bows and for the UKLA Book Awards as well, both of which are announced in the summer. So keeping our fingers crossed for that. Evie and Mariam's Little Lies is the follow-up to Family Tree, and we're back with best friends Evie and Mariam, but they have been split up. Mariam has got a place at a very prestigious boarding school and is going to start the term there. It's everything that Mariam has ever wanted and dreamed of. But when she gets there, the reality is actually quite different. And it is up to Evie, who is stuck back in London, to try and save her best friend, try and spring her from the school so they can continue their adventures together. This is a story about how a little white lie can then grow and get out of control. But it's very warm, very funny, and has a lot of references to Partition, which is the inspiration behind Evie and Mariam's Family Tree as well. Janine is an absolute powerhouse. She was working for the Fair Education Alliance, but she's recently gone full-time as a writer and is available for events. She's based in London but is very happy to travel. This is such a brilliant story, a really fitting follow-up to a fantastic debut. I'm very excited to be having that coming in the summer. Now, graphic novels are not going anywhere, we all know that, and this is one which is a graphic novel with a difference, and it is focusing on the main character who is wants to represent her country as a weightlifter. It is full of positivity, full of strong female characters fighting against the odds to reach their goals. Now, the story was originally pitched as a animated series by Fernanda, the author and illustrator, and got really far down the line with Netflix, but then they passed on it right at the last minute. The author has talked about how desperately sad she was, but then she decided, like her main character, to pick herself up, dust herself off, and pivoted to create a graphic novel book. This is our second graphic novel for older children on the Guppy list, following Mexikid, which published in 2023 and went on to win the Week Juniors Graphic Novel Prize. So it is perfectly on trend, brilliant, and also has a nice sort of girl focus, which I think is quite unusual for graphic novels at this age. And now back to school, and it's back to big school for the 7th book in this brilliant series by Lisa Williamson. Now, for those of you who haven't come across the Big School series before, it follows a group of new Year 7s who've just moved up from Year 6 to Year 7 and have started at the Henry Big Academy, Big School. You can see what we did there. And it's following the sort of trials and tribulations, the highs and lows that come with this hugely momentous period of a child's life. They're told in alternating male and female protagonists' viewpoint, and in book 7 we are visiting the story of Gabby. Gabby is the first girl in Year 7 to get her period, and she's not delighted about it. And as some of you, I'm sure, will remember, it's quite an emotional time that Lisa captures absolutely perfectly. Gabby is also navigating a new relationship with her dad's girlfriend, who may be about to become her stepmom. This has got a really positive depiction of a stepmom-stepdaughter relationship, something that's really important to Lisa as a stepmom herself. These books are absolutely perfect for children who are moving up to secondary school or about to move up. They're warm, they're funny, and they're absolutely perfect reads for any child, boy or girl. I've already mentioned Mexikid once in this presentation, but I'm delighted now to be presenting the sequel, Mexikid Dreams, which is coming in September. So this is the follow-up to Mexikid by the brilliant Pedro Martin. It's a memoir of his life growing up in Mexico and moving over to the US to start a new life there. Mexikid had some amazing reviews when it first published in 2023, and we are expecting the same attention for this second book, and again leaning into the graphic novel trend for slightly older children aged 10 and up. A lot of you will already be familiar with Tor Freeman's work. Tor is the illustrator of Richard Ayoade's books, and she is also got the creator of the Boss of the Underworld series, which is published by Hachette. Bringing Tor to the Guppy list is a massive coup, and we are so excited to be working with her. She has created the most lovely collection of short stories told from the point of view of Pomona, who is a cat witch. The best comparison I can think of for this is Richard Scarry. They've got really sort of classic short stories, fables if you like, exploring different themes, including friendship, including empathy. There's a lot of wisdom in them. They're absolutely gorgeous, and we think this is going to be a big one for the autumn, in the run up to Halloween and then in the run up to Christmas as well. They're really lovely. It's such a beautiful little book and perfect for sharing and perfect for independent reading as well. Sticking with the Halloween theme for a moment, some of you will remember the Ghost Scout series, which Guppy published in 2020 by Taylor Dolan. Now, Taylor has created a lovely spin-off with one of the characters from Ghost Scouts. This is Sweet Boo. Sweet Boo is a ghost. She doesn't speak, but she can, she watches, she observes, she listens, and she tries, as much as a ghost can, to influence the activities that are going on around her. This is a really sweet, slightly younger audience than the Ghost Scout series, and is focusing on Sweet Boo as she tries to understand relationships. And in the first one, which is publishing in October, she is learning about what it's like to have a dad. These are more comic book style than the Ghost Scout series with 2-colour printing, and they are absolutely lovely. Now, if you're like me and you love a classic fantasy middle grade adventure, then this is the story for you. This is a story as the debut novel from Tabitha Marsh, who is a bookseller and an illustrator, and it is just absolutely wonderful. It feels like the most Disney book that you can possibly imagine. There is a strong female protagonist. She's got a cute sidekick. There's pottery that moves and talks. It's just wonderful, and we are publishing this for the Christmas market in a jacketed hardback edition. The paperback will be following in 2027. We've decided that this is so Disney that we're actually working with an illustrator called Colin Stimpson, who is a storyboarder and artist for Pixar and Disney. We're really, really excited about this one, so keep a watch out. We all have proofs available, and do get in touch if you are interested in finding out a little more. So publishing in November is our 4th book in the Amelia Cheeseheart series. Now, I've presented this a couple of times before to the SLA members. This sweet little series on our mini guppy list tells the story of the adventures of a mouse called Amelia, who lives in a museum gift shop with her best friend Webster, who is a spider. And in each adventure, Amelia goes off to investigate a mystery that is happening in each exhibition in the museum. The first book was Molly Mayhem, which was set in the Egyptian exhibit. We've had Chocolate Cheat, which is Aztecs, Ice Age Alarm, which is Ice Age, and now we are off to ancient Rome. They are really, really sweet. They are brilliant illustrations from Nene Lonergan, and Kat Weldon is a teacher. She knows what works for children. There are historical facts in the back of the book as well. And this is, again, a lovely cut down format, perfect for little hands, perfect for those readers that are just gaining confidence in reading independently. Now, as I am recording, literally on the day that I am recording this presentation, it has been announced that Kenneth Oppel's Best of All Worlds is the YA book of the month for May with Waterstones, and we are delighted to have more publishing from Ken on the Guppy list. So Best of All Worlds is a standalone, very much young adult. Sunwing and Silverwing are were previously published as just prose novels, but have been reissued in the US and now in the UK in graphic novel style. Some of you will remember Silverwing. It's the story of a bat. There is and survival. It's got a bit of Ferngully, Watership Down kind of feel to it, and Sunwing is the follow-up, and that is coming in November as well, with incredible illustrations from Christopher Steiniger, so perfect for any graphic novel fans. It wouldn't be an autumn-winter presentation without a Christmas book. This is Knights Sir Louis and the Reindeer of Revenge. Now, a lot of you will have come across the Brothers MacLeod and Knights Sir Louis before. This is our 6th book in the series, and Greg and Miles have truly outpunned themselves this time around. We have given Louis a bit of a refresh for publication, so all the books are going to be bought in line with a brand new look. And they are brilliant, very funny, highly illustrated, full of slapstick humour, perfect for any fans of the Loki series by Louis Stoll. The brothers have been working so hard. They are doing events up and down the country. They've been at every festival. They deliver brilliant comic workshops, which is based on their animation background. Not only this, Miles is also the co-collaborator on the Fairy Tale Fiasco series, which I've already presented. So a genius for the Fairy Tale Fiasco series is his wife, but Greg, the illustrator of Knights of Louis, is his brother, so keeping it in the family. But these are brilliant books. If you've not come across them before, do get some copies for your library. The boys particularly will absolutely love it. Whistle stop tour of all of our autumn and winter titles coming on the Guppy list. It has been a brilliant 2026 for Guppy so far, and we're really excited about what's yet to come. As ever, if you've got any questions about any of our books or any of our authors, please don't hesitate to get in touch. Guppy are on all social media channels. Their website is www.guppybooks.com. My email address is hello@catherineallportpr.co.uk, and my email address is also on the Guppy website. We do have proofs available for some of our books, so if you want to get in touch, if you've got book groups in your school library, then do let me know. And we do have a number of authors who are out and about over the autumn as well, so if you're interested in hosting a school event, then please get in touch and I will be delighted to help. Thank you so much for listening, and I will be back in touch again when we're presenting our spring 2027 books. Thanks very much. Bye.
Hello, I'm Katie from Hachette Children's Group, and today I'm going to be talking you through some of our middle grade titles publishing this autumn. I could only put out a handful of titles today, so do get in touch if you'd like to hear more about our full list. Matt Goodfellow is a poet familiar to most of you, I'm sure. His debut verse novel, The Final Year, illustrated by Joe Todd Stanton, became an instant bestseller and has gone on to win and be shortlisted for many different awards. We are honoured at Hachette to be publishing his next hotly anticipated new book, 6 Weeks. Meet Alfie Piper, embarking on a summer he'll never forget. Alfie Piper has 6 weeks of summer and nothing left to lose. Since his mum died, Alfie's world has unravelled. The silence between him and his stepdad roars louder than ever, so he does the only thing that makes sense to him, grabs his bike and rides. In these long summer days, can Alfie rebuild what was broken? Compulsively readable and beautifully written, this is an unforgettable story of love, loss, family and hope. Flight of the Flamestrike is the second in a brand new How to Train Your Dragon spin-off series from Cressida Cowell. Starring Hiccup and his fellow warriors in training, these hilarious hair-raising adventures follow the cast of young Vikings through their escapades at dragon training school. This is ideal for kids who find the original How to Train Your Dragon series a bit too old or advanced for them, and it's perfectly timed for the new film coming out next year too. Lottie Sarko is an autistic writer and book blogger who speaks 4 languages. Originally from Finland, she was raised in various countries and now lives in London. In Finland, she's an award-winning author and speaker, TV presenter and content creator with 11 books published. In the UK, she's an advocate for children's books and works with publishers to promote titles on her channels. Until now. This September, we are publishing her first UK novel, Lumi and the Wolf. It follows Lumi, an autistic girl who relocates to Lapland to stay with her family. She befriends an endangered white wolf and embarks on an unforgettable adventure through the snowy wilderness to bring him to safety. This is a truly stunning and inspiring story that features diary elements, some illustrations, and is perfect for children who are fans of Hannah Gold. This is a huge launch for us this autumn, and we can't wait for you to meet Lumi. Kid Potato, Fry and Stop Me is the second story in Neil Coslett's hilarious Kid Potato series. The completely bonkers books that children want to read again and again and again. With multiple short stories in each book, cartoony illustrations, and hilarious escapades, this major new middle grade series is an antidote to the reading for pleasure crisis. Ethan Fox is living a double life. He isn't just a talented football player, he's also a spy. Football Spy is a fast-paced spy fiction series by best-selling author Matt Oldfield and is perfect for fans of Alex Rider and Tom Palmer's Football Academy, and of course kids who love football. J.J. Alcandro's Crookhaven series has gone from strength to strength thanks to the support of you brilliant librarians. Kids have loved returning to the School for Thieves over the series, and it's just launched as a TV series on the BBC. And now JJ is back with a new action-packed series called Beast Mode, which follows a group of street-smart kids who have the extraordinary ability to shapeshift into powerful animals. We just know readers will love joining this group of misfits for some brand new epic adventures from J.J. Alcandro. The Mystery at Odd Doings House is a fast-paced, funny crime caper from the beloved Alex T. Smith. Think cozy crime whodunits for kids, or imagine if Poirot was a beaver. You get the idea? 10-year-old Jacob Oolong lives with his eccentric great aunt, Lady Petronella Oolong, in the penthouse flat of Odd Doings House. They arrive home one afternoon to find an enormous heart-shaped box of delicious chocolates has arrived for Lady Oolong. But these aren't any old chocolates. These are the most wonderful, the most expensive chocolates in the entire world. But the next morning, shock horror, they've vanished. Not just gone, they've been stolen. This is a funny, larger-than-life mystery series for 7 to 9-year-old readers with black and white illustrations throughout. It has been a huge year for the Enid Blyton estate, with the new Magic Faraway Tree shining light on her perennially popular work. It's safe to say Blyton is as popular as ever. Fleur Hitchcock is a widely published author of thrillers and adventures for 8 to 13-year-olds, and grew up a huge fan of Malory Towers. And this here is the Malory Towers Mystery Club, which is an exciting Malory Towers extension series that captures the essence of the original series with a mystery twist. We can't wait to bring the joy of Malory Towers to a whole new generation of readers with this new series. And finally, we have The Raven's Gift by Kieran Millward-Hargrave and Tom de Freston. From the best-selling, award-winning creative duo behind Julia and the Shark comes an enthralling story of sibling love, loss and hope, told through a young boy's relationship with an orphaned baby raven. That's all we have time for today, but do drop me an email if you'd like to request reading copies, hear about events, request display materials, or would like to learn more about our list.
Hello, I'm Iona from HarperCollins Children's Books. I'm going to run you through some of our exciting new releases for autumn 2026, which you can see here. Firstly, we have Harry Kumar. Harry Kumar is back, and this time he's going for gold. Publishing in August 2026, this is the latest instalment in the Laugh Out Loud Doodle Pack Diary series from award-winning author Rashmi Surdeshpande, and brilliantly illustrated by Mamta Singh. Harry Kumar is 10 years old, 75% Indian, 25% French, and 100% determined to win Sports Day, aka in Harry's own words, the literal worst day of the whole entire year. Leonardo House have never won Sports Day, but this year with Nani's next level fitness boot camp behind him, yes, including burpees, Harry is going to change all of that. Perfect for fans of Loki and Tom Gates, this is an ideal title to hand to any child who tells you that they don't like reading. Next, we have Monster Diaries, which is also publishing in August 2026. It is the second book in a brilliant new illustrated series that gives mythology's most misunderstood monsters the chance to finally tell their side of the story. Everyone thinks that they know Tor, the fearsome Minotaur from Greek myth, part human, part bull, locked away in Labyrinth, but the truth, he never wanted to hurt anyone, he just wanted to be left alone in his peaceful maze with his bat friends. That is, until a tiny, extremely cross princess called Ariadne convinced him that the outside world might be worth a look, and together they came up with the greatest escape plan ever. This is also perfect for fans of Loki, Horrible Histories, and Pamela Butchart. This is a fantastic hook into a different side of Greek mythology for your readers. Publishing in October 2026, The Rambler's Curse is the first book in a brand new trilogy set in the world of the best-selling, award-winning Cafe at the Edge of the Woods, and it's an absolute treat. Everything is going wonderfully for Rennie and Glumfoot at the Cafe at the Edge of the Woods until a creature most dangerous stumbles in during a storm, a human. When Glumfoot discovers that humans have also been venturing into the enchanted world of Wanthorn Woods, threatening everything the creatures there hold dear, he and Renee set out on a mission to uncover the truth and stop them before it's too late. Rich with heart, humour and wonder, this is the kind of book children will fall completely in love with, and a wonderful extension of the world Mikey Please has created in his first 2 picture books. Also publishing in October 2026 in paperback, The Lone Husky is the breathtaking book from Hannah Gold, best-selling author of The Last Bear, and with stunning illustrations from award-winning Levi Pinfold. April Wood lives in the Arctic and her best friend is a polar bear, so adventure is nothing new. But when she volunteers for the polar race, a grueling long-distance dog sled race across the frozen tundra, even April wonders if this might be a step too far. Her secret weapon, Blaze, a solitary husky with a troubled past and a bond between them that just might prove unbreakable. Hannah Gold is the eco-adventure queen, and this book is a perfect example of that. Paired with Levi Pinfold's gorgeous illustrations, the Lone Husky is a guaranteed favourite for animal lovers and adventure readers alike. Rounding off our middle grade list in spectacular style, publishing in November 2026 is The Violet Rebellion, the thrilling third book in Anna James's Chronicles of Weatherwhy series. Anna James is of course the beloved author behind the Pages & Co series and Alice with a Y. 12-year-old Rory has discovered she can see through powerful enchantments and now finds herself at the heart of a brewing rebellion, navigating hidden resistance networks, new allies, and very real danger. With David Wyatt's gorgeous illustrations and Anna James's masterful storytelling, The Violet Rebellion is immersive epic fantasy at its finest. Thank you for listening, and please do get in touch with us if you have any questions or would like to hear more about what we have planned for 2026. Thank you.
Welcome to the SLA Roadshow. My name is Millie, and I'm so excited to speak to you today about our new middle grade titles from Macmillan Children's Books. So first of all, we have The Traitors Meets the Spider-Verse in How to Steal the Future, a fast-paced, action-packed adventure with mind-bending twists from the best-selling author Christopher Edge. Meet 12-year-old Drew Blake, who faces an ultimate challenge. At the heart of the heavily guarded maze lies a secret which has the power to unlock the future. Expect dead ends, traps, and double crosses as Drew realises that the maze is more dangerous than he ever imagined. Next up, publishing in September, we have Attack of the Sea Dogs. This is the next epic adventure in the Time Key series by best-selling author M.G. Leonard, though it can be read as a standalone novel. In the latest adventure, swashbuckling action meets time travel as our characters go back to 1587, the year leading up to the Spanish Armada. Follow along as they navigate explosive sea battles and face a mysterious mercenary. To continue, I'm excited to introduce The Frozen King by Parry Thompson. Get ready for an epic adventure and a perilous, magical voyage to the ends of the earth. A thrilling standalone adventure set in the award-winning, best-selling Greenwild universe, which has enchanted thousands of readers across the globe. Follow our hero Annika as she journeys into the frozen north, a land of towering ice cliffs, frozen seas, and powerful ice magic. But the deeper she ventures, the clearer it becomes that something far darker is stirring. Next, what if life on Earth was an intergalactic game show and our pets were the evil animal overlords? From best-selling author Aaron Blabey, creator of The Bad Guys, buckle up for an insane, laugh-out-loud new series, Game of Pets. Featuring a talking axolotl, a diabolical game show, and trademark Blabey humour, Game of Pets is a hilarious illustrated adventure that will have you looking at your pets with new, heavy suspicion. Next, get ready for more legendary laughs in August with Tiny Hercules, perfect for fans of Bunny vs. Monkey and Dogman. This is Golden Cabbage Chaos. It's the second title in the side-splitting full-colour comic book series from co-creators John Locke and Nick Angel. Ready for his next task, Tiny Hercules has to find the elusive Golden Cabbage, but what he doesn't realise is that Tiny Zeus has sent 3 mythical beasts to stop him in his tracks. Faced with new characters, including the Tiny Tor, Minnie Doocer, and the Grifflet, even a hero as mighty as Hercules will have to work hard as he tries to complete his next mission. Next, challenge yourself and unlock your potential with former F3 driver, pundit, and Guinness World Record holder Billy Monger. In his debut book, Billy, whose documentaries include Driven, Changing Gear, and The Race Is On, wants to show you how incredible life can be when you break free of your comfort zone. Written with sports writer Seth Burkett, Find Your Drive is full of stories from Billy's life and advice that will inspire you to challenge yourself and build resistance. It's easy to read and packed with photographs and illustrations, making Find Your Drive perfect for those fast and curious minds, whatever their reading ability. And finally, I'm so pleased to introduce the first 5 titles in our epic football comic series from the Rocket Fox imprint. These books are publishing at the beginning of June and cover all of our favourite football heroes as you've never seen them before. Discover their epic stories through comic book panels, full of exciting illustrations, tons of stats and facts, meaning that no footy fanatic can afford to miss these. Thank you.
Welcome to the Quest Friends presentation. We are an independent publisher dedicated to inspiring children to become super problem solvers and curious creators. Today I'm sharing with you our two Super Questers STEM Learning Adventure series. The Super Questers Young Fiction Chapter Book series takes children aged 6 to 9 to Questland, a thrilling world where action, imagination and STEM learning come together in the most exciting way. Each story follows best friends Lily, Leo and Bee as they become the Super Questers, superheroes who use their strengths and teamwork to help others. Packed with daring missions, clever problem solving and unforgettable characters, the books are perfect for readers who love Peanut Jones, Leonora Bolt and Izzy the Inventor. Whether a child is a superhero enthusiast, an adventure seeker or a natural-born problem solver, Quest Friends inspires young readers to explore, imagine and discover the power of STEM through every adventure. Our action-packed STEM-themed young fiction books are embedded with real-life fun facts and brain-teasing codes to crack. Each book supports a national curriculum for Key Stage 1 and 2 and introduces children to a range of science, maths and computing topics. The themes range from nature and caring for the environment to health, robots and coding, all written in an exciting and easy to understand way. Super Quester Books features diverse and inclusive role models who show that anything is possible with clear thinking, logic and perseverance. In May, we launched the third chapter book, Super Quester's Mission, Desert Danger, written by Paul Ian Cross. In this book, the three friends discover a message in a bottle asking for help. In a flash, they arrive in Questland, where the rogue archaeologist, Professor Vortex, plans to destroy the desert in pursuit of ancient treasure. Can the trio and their new friends dive for treasure, navigate the dunes, and defeat giant mummy bots in a race against time to stop the professor? Along the way, readers encounter fun educational facts and will help the Super Questers solve STEM puzzles and crack codes, all while they are immersed in the world of Super Questers through the beautiful illustrations by Katrina Gasco and follow along everything on the map. There are 4 challenges embedded in the story, whether they're helping the Super Questers get to the secret underwater chamber or stopping the giant mummy bots by reversing their gears. They can also try out 4 experiments at home or at school, which all have easy to get hold of items. This book can be read completely as a standalone, or there are 2 more books in the series. The first book, Super Questers Mission, Rivercrest Rescue, was highly commended in the Teach Primary Awards 2025, selected for the Summer Reading Challenge 2025, and is part of the Book Trust Letterbox Club 2026. In this first book, the Super Questers have been summoned to save the village of Rivercrest, which evil goblin gardener Mortifer has set out to destroy. Can the Super Questers stop Mortifer's beaver bots building dams to flood the village? And what can they do about his lethal dragonfly drones sowing seeds of poisonous plants? In the second book, Super Questers Mission, Rainforest Magic, they're on a mission to save a capybara in the rainforest. Their amulets whisk them away to a raft rushing down a raging river. They're rescued by Jammak, the talking jaguar, and he explains that he needs their help to find a cure for his dear friend Puddle Waddle, the capybara who's mysteriously ill. Can the Super Questers combine science and magic of the rainforest to save their new friend before it's too late? All 3 Super Questers chapter books are written by Dr. Paul Ian Cross. He's an award-winning author and a real-life scientist. Paul is a member of the LGBTQIA+ community. He's neurodivergent and belongs to the chronic disease community. He lives in Brighton and he is available to do in-person and virtual events. We also have a Super Questers picture book series for a slightly younger audience of 4+ years old. Each book covers a themed topic that are embedded into the story, and there are 8 brain-teasing puzzles that children can use to develop their skills. The series has been critically acclaimed, including being shortlisted for the Week Junior Book Awards in the STEM category. Thank you for joining the Quest Friends session. We have lots of free library and classroom resources available that can be used alongside our Super Quester books. We can also provide author events, virtual or in person. If you would like to stay updated, you can subscribe to our monthly newsletter at questfriends.com, or if you have any further questions, contact us on press@questfriends.com. Otherwise, you can follow us on social media. Thank you again.
Hi, I'm Shania Shields, a press officer at Punga Random House Children's, and I'm delighted to be sharing with you our middle grade highlights between June and November 2026. Alex Rider meets Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse in this fast-paced, action-packed middle grade series about an ordinary boy who discovers he has extraordinary powers. He is pulled into a web of secrets and lies and the shadowy organisation known as Phantom. Jamal Target, Phantom Agent, is the blockbusting solo debut from Isaac Hamilton Mackenzie, the co-writer of the Breakfast Club Adventure series with Marcus Rashford. Isaac is a huge star on the rise in the children's action-adventure fiction space, particularly in the underserved market for boy readers. Isaac grew up in a family who fostered children for over 20 years, and this series also tackles themes of belonging and what it's like to be a kid in foster care, providing much needed own voices representation of the warmth of fostering families. This August we are publishing Spindlewood by Freddie Kolsch on our Puffin Press list. This is a brilliantly gothic tale about a girl named Lilac, who doesn't believe in ghosts, but discovers she comes from a long line of gifted seers, all of whom went to Spindlewood, a top-secret boarding school for kids with the power to see ghosts. Lilac receives an invitation to attend. The only issue is that there's been a huge misunderstanding. Lilac does not have the gift herself, but she is so curious to see what this mysterious school is like that she decides she's just going to play along. So she is bluffing her way through magic school, and her web of lies is becoming more tangled by the day. And then she realizes there is something strange and sinister happening at Spindlewood, and it's all to do with a mysterious locked door hidden under the library and the unexplained disappearance of Lilac's parents years ago. Think the gothic, quirky setting of Wednesday, or the School for Good and Evil, the ghostly details of Lockwood, and the arch, spiky, super strong narrative voice of Lemony Snicket or the Swifts. Puffin Press is our new list that's just launched this year, dedicated to voice-led middle grade fiction, for our most confident, voracious young book lovers, for the children who have discovered the magic of reading and totally embraced it, and who want to be immersed, challenged, and swept away. This is a brand new, imaginative, laugh-out-loud graphic novel adventure series from award-winning comedian, artist and writer Olaf Falafel. It's been a major launch in 2026 for Puffin Graphics, home of Fairies by Hugh Aaron, and this is incredibly witty, clever and hilarious in equal measure. The series follows a zany group of friends who, after an unfortunate run-in with a terrible magician at a fun fair, end up whisked away from home and transformed into a multitude of strange creatures, including a super cool seal, a talking bathtub, and a rainbow spewing unicorn. Book 1, Snot Jelly Island, published in February, while the second instalment, Portal Loo Panic, publishes in September. With 2026 as a National Year of Reading and reading for pleasure being at the forefront of our minds. According to data from the National Literacy Trust, graphic novel readers are statistically more engaged readers, and this series really delivers that page-turning, laugh-out-loud visual appeal for middle grade readers. The fantastically funny, hugely relatable, and chart-topping Lottie Brooks series by best-selling author and illustrator Katie Kirby continues to win the hearts of young readers everywhere. Now in its 5th year, the illustrated diary series, aimed at readers aged 9+, follows protagonist Lottie Brooks as she navigates her way through non-stop embarrassing moments, friendship fails, and tween experiences. With award shortlistings ranging from the British Book Awards to the Laugh Out Loud Book Awards, sell-out festival and signing events, and frequent listings in What Kids Are Reading reports, Katie has proven she has a natural gift for creating accessible stories that connect with young people by finding the humour in everyday challenges. Each book captures the giggle-worthy and cringe-inducing essence of the teenage years. 10 books will be available by autumn, with the launch of Lottie Brooks' 12 Disasters of Christmas in October, which is a brand new short story collection written as diary entries from other characters.
Readers can find out what Amber eats on Christmas Day, whether Molly gets the present she most wants, what goes wrong for Poppy on New Year's Eve, and how Jess saves the day for her family. In 2025, Katie was the number 2 best-selling children's fiction author in the UK market, and her international sales almost doubled year on year. The series now has 3 million invoiced sales across the UK and international markets, making her a key global brand in the children's market. Laughter is guaranteed with the number 1 best-selling children's author, Jeff Kinney. This August, we are publishing book 2 in his Awesome Friendly series, with Rowley Jefferson's Awesome Friendly Spooky Stories too. Fans of Greg Heffley and the Dive for Wimpy Kids series by Jeff Kinney get a chance to dive into the twisted, unexpectedly hilarious world of Rowley's imagination, where you'll meet monsters, ghouls, and oversized insects. Even more spooky surprises are in store for readers in these comically terrifying tales. Perfect for reluctant readers, these bite-sized stories are super accessible and can be read in any order. They are 50% words, 50% cartoons, 100% hilarious. Jeff has been voted the most popular primary school author in the UK for 4 consecutive years. In 2025, he sold more than 1 million books through the TCM, and he also won the 2025 British Book Award for Best Children's Fiction. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Rosie, and these are the Scholastic middle grade titles for the SLA Roadshow Autumn 2026. However, we have our talented authors and illustrators who are going to be talking to you about the books themselves. So without much further ado, over to them.
Hi, my name is Steve Blackman and I am delighted to introduce you to my debut novel, Zero Override. It's aimed at readers aged 10 and over, and it's set in a near future world in which humans and AI-powered robots live side by side. Our reluctant hero is a 13-year-old hacker called Zero, who has a serious distrust of robots and no interest in saving the world. That is, until he discovers a virus that will wipe out all of the AI in the country, including his little sister Grace's heart. No one will work harder than Zero to stop this happening, except maybe Andy, a mysterious bot who shows up and just won't leave. The only way for them to protect Grace might be for them to team up in a white-knuckle race against the clock to evade capture and stop the virus. This is perfect for any reader who wants to be hooked from page 1 and to remain hooked all the way through. Before becoming an author, I worked in tech, in and around tech for around 25 years. And this story looks at what it means to be human in a world filled with intelligent tech. I hope you read it, I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you can crack the code and find the secret chapter.
Hello, I'm John Chalmers.
And I'm Sandra Mars.
And we're very excited about Wilhelmina, the Land of Dreams and Nightmares.
It's a graphic novel and it's coming out on the 13th of August with Scholastic, and here's a quick flick through.
So Wilhelmina, the Land of Dreams and Nightmares is about a little goth girl who meets Mephisto, a talking cat, and tumbles into Nocturna, a parallel land of dreams and nightmares. She must save her family and find a way out. But there's monsters everywhere. There's snakes, dragons, and spider witches. And worst of all, she's gradually transforming into a ferocious weirpire.
Hi, I'm Steve Cole. I'm the author of The Wild Ones, and this is Clara. Clara is a rescue animal, and I wanted to tell a story about some animals in real need of rescue. Imagine there's been some terrible disaster. A city has been all but destroyed, its people evacuated, but some pets have been left behind. The Wild Ones is the story of 2 dogs, a cat, a parrot, a rabbit, and 2 dwarf hamsters who must leave the safety of their pet centre and find their way across the ruined city in search of a new home. Many adventures, many friends and foes lie along the way. Will they get to safety? That can only be found out by picking up a copy of The Wild Ones and reading it. And when you do, I hope you devour it as quickly as Clara devours her daily dinner.
Hello, I'm Josh Winning, and my children's debut is How to Train Your Zombie, which is a spooky adventure that's like Goosebumps meets Diary of a Wimpy Kid. It follows 3 brothers whose dead best friend comes back from the grave as a zombie, and they try to teach him about everyday life so that he can fit back in and stay with them forever. It's packed full of humour and heart and zombie parts, and it's got some brilliant illustrations by Dave Smith that really bring the story to life. It's out from Scholastic on the 10th of September, just in time for Halloween.
Hello everybody, I'm children's author Scott Allen, and I'm here to talk to you about my latest book, which is Goal Squad Win the Cup. There it is, nice shiny cover. It's all about 8-year-old striker Leo, who's trying to save his team from relegation and also get them into the end of season cup. Will he and his teammates achieve their goals, or will they fail? You'll have to read the book and find out. There is also book 2 coming out later in the year, which features another player in the team called Mo. I don't have a book to cover to show you just yet, so you just have to look at this one again. There you go. Goodbye.
Thanks so much for listening, and any questions, please do email publicity@scholastic.co.uk.
Hi, I'm Rob, Head of PR at Anderson Press, and I'm going to take you through some fantastic new middle grade titles publishing this summer and autumn from us. Meet the number 1 best dressed and possibly smallest detective in the world, Monsieur Motard, or Monsieur Mustard, if you're northern like me. This is the exciting debut book from author-illustrator Charlie Rabbit, who has created your newest favourite literary detective. Forget Hercule Poirot and Miss Marple, Monsieur Moutarde is on the case this June. Packed with illustrations and graphic novel scenes, this is perfect for fans of Rabbit and Bear and Mr. Penguin. Set in the city of Bath, as you may recognise Mr. B's Emporium depicted there in the illustration, it follows our hero as he is set to crack the case of the disappearance of Fabio Fangtooth. The first in a series. This is the first in a series, and we have lots of resources available for it, from CLP resources to fun activity sheets to use in the library or around school. Plus, we will also have die-cut bookmarks, so please do get in touch. Rusthead is the exciting new science fiction adventure for the older middle grade reader. Cole and Sully are best friends living miserable lives as Rustheads, treasure hunters who must search planet Rust's vast desert of scrap for useful odds and ends. But everything changes when the boys stumble upon a long-dormant spaceship hidden deep beneath the junk. When the ship comes to life and propels them away to deep space, they find out that they are not the only ones on board. A mysterious girl is there too, and she has a mission to free the galaxy from the oppressive rule of the robotic Reaper Empire. Before they know it, Cole and Sully are dragged into a galaxy-spanning adventure. Ross is the award-winning author of Evernight, The Nowhere Emporium, and the recent Carnegie-nominated The Uninvited. We'll be doing a schools tour across the country for this, so please do let me know if you're interested in free school events this September. Ross is based near Glasgow. The Will Shakespeare Mysteries launched this year with Kaz Penny and Sammy Elgie's retelling of Romeo and Juliet and the Stinky Stolen Toenails. Book 2, The Pearly Pants, retells Macbeth, but in this iteration they are the Macdeaths. The series follows a young Will Shakespeare who knows he's destined for great things. He just thinks that this might be solving mysteries rather than writing plays. In The Pearly Pants, he and his best friend Tybalt go on a school archery trip to Scotland where they uncover a terrible crime at a castle, and they will have to find out who are the three witches. Is gracious Duncan still alive, and who stole his pants? And what on earth is death by thistle? These heavily illustrated books are a delight to read for emerging readers, with humour similar to Louis Stowell's Loki. The books also act as a great tool to introduce readers to Shakespeare's plays before they come to study them in secondary school. Kaz is based in Surrey and Sammy is based in Canterbury. They do excellent events together, but also separate. And we have lots of resources to use as well. The final book in Josh Lacey and Gary Parsons' time travel twins series, The Tudor Execution, follows twins Scarlett and Thomas as they head back in time to 1554, where King Henry VIII's two daughters hold England's future in their hands. Queen Mary is on the throne and has imprisoned her half-sister, Princess Elizabeth, in the Tower of London. Into this dangerous mix of rivalry and politics hurtle twins Scarlett and Thomas. Thomas works with the executioner and meets the monarch, who is deciding which of her enemies should be executed. Meanwhile, Scarlett sneaks into the tower and befriends the young princess. Will the twins keep their wits about them, or will they lose their heads? Josh's books bring to life the history curriculum, making it an engaging, accessible and fun way to study this period, while Gary's illustrations also guide the narrative. Josh does fantastic events across the country. We have resources available and we'll have lots of series POS, so please do get in touch. Thank you for listening, and if you're interested in any of those titles or any more Anderson Press books, please do get in touch with me at rob@andersonpress.co.uk. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Fritha from Usborne. I'm going to talk you through some of the brilliant middle grade titles we have coming this autumn. Kicking off, we have a brilliant football adventure from Mitch Johnston. Can he strike success again? Here's Mitch to tell you more.
Hi, I'm Mitch Johnson, author of Strike, which is the standalone sequel to my debut novel Kick, which won the Branford Bowes Award and was endorsed by Amnesty for its portrayal of children's rights. Strike is set 10 years after the events of Kick, and it tells the story of a boy called Owen, who lives in Liverpool and dreams of becoming a professional footballer. And when Owen is offered a place at a Premier League academy, he thinks his dream might be coming true. However, he soon discovers that there is an ugly side to the beautiful game. and Owen is forced to decide whether to speak out and potentially risk his goal of becoming a footballer or whether to keep quiet. Strike is powerful and pacey, making it perfect for reluctant readers or sports fans, and its themes of fairness, resilience, and standing up to power make it ideal for any budding activists out there. I would really love for readers to ask themselves when reading this book, what would I do if I was in Owen's shoes?
Best-selling author Jenny Pearson, who brought us The Super Miraculous Journey of Freddie Yates and Carnegie long-listed Shrapnel Boys, as well as new YA Drop Dead Famous, brings her legendary storytelling to younger readers with a swashbuckling, highly illustrated new series, perfect for fans of How to Train Your Dragon. Here's Jenny to tell you more.
Hi, my name is Jenny Pearson and I am the author of How Not to Be a Pirate. 5 words to describe it: funny, swashbuckling adventure, brilliant illustrations. The main character is Wilbur Woodblack. He is a seasick trainee pirate who would really rather be a chef. His partner in crime is Princess Eleanor Angerford, who does not want to be a princess. She really wants to be a pirate, and she gives herself the name Swashbuckler Blatherskite. And the third in their crew is Gilbert Cutclaw, who is taken in by the Cutclaw clan, and he is a super loyal friend and really, really, really clever. Okay, pirate lingo, let's go with avast. Now that means pay attention, handy one at home. A bilge rat, now that's an insult you might call your enemy because it's someone who's a bit sneaky. A powder monkey is the name given to the young kids who used to carry the gunpowder on deck, and the poop deck is the deck at the back of a ship. Here we go, pirate theme joke. How much do pirates pay for piercings? A buccaneer. My pirate name? That would probably be Swashbuckler Blatherskite. I'd steal it from Ellie because a blatherskite is actually someone who talks too much, and I have been accused of that in the past. And who do I think would enjoy the book? Anyone who likes a swashbuckling adventure with humour and a little teeny bit of terror. So if maybe if you like illustrated books like How to Train Your Dragon, you might also like.
Harry Woodgate brought us multi-award-winning Grandad's Camper. We're delighted to be publishing their irresistible new middle grade series. Here's Harry to get your mouth watering.
Hello, my name is Harry Woodgate. My pronouns are they, them, and I'm an author and illustrator of various books, including the Cinnamon Crumb Baking Detective series, which is my first illustrated series for middle grade, 8 to 12-year-old kind of readers, and it follows a girl called Cinnamon who is from a family of bakers and stumbles into solving a series of mouth-watering mysteries in and around her baking-obsessed town of Marzipan. Marvellously illustrated, mouth-watering mystery mayhem. Okay, so Cinnamon is determined, observant, and she's really eager to prove that she can continue her family's baking legacy, but perhaps her talents lie in detective work instead. Raffi is gregarious, outgoing, and a brilliantly supportive friend. Meanwhile, Amber is creative, self-assured, and she's not afraid to do things in her own way, even if that's a bit different to how other people might do them. I've loved baking ever since I was a kid, and so many of my precious childhood memories with family and friends also involve cake. I love reading cozy crime, mysteries, trying to solve the puzzle before the big reveal at the end, so this was kind of the perfect opportunity to combine both of those things in one highly illustrated, hopefully delicious package. I would say it's a tie between carrot cake and fruit cake, but if we were to expand the question to include other types of baking, then I would also include cheese scones, rhubarb crumble, tiramisu, and pear frangipane tart, just not all at the same time. I think if you like adventure, mystery, delicious illustrations, if you enjoy reading books such as the Murder Most Unladylike series, Montgomery Bonbon, The Swifts, or if you enjoy watching The Great British Bake Off, then Cinnamon Crumb Baking Detective is going to be right up your street.
Some of Harry's delicious artwork. And there's lots more adventures from Cinnamon Crumb to come. Another absolute treat up next. Sophie Anderson brings us a year of fairy tales, 12 magical fairy and folk retellings and original stories, one for each month of the year, beautifully illustrated by Elisa Paganelli. Some of the beautiful insides. Next up, a funny and spooky new adventure sure to grip reluctant middle grade readers, gladiators and ninja warriors with monsters. Here's David Owen to tell you more.
Hi, I'm David Owen, author of the Alex Neptune series, and my new book is called Graveyard Gladiators. It tells the story of Jude Jones, a young boy who moves to the village of Blackhinge and soon finds out that there is a secret underworld monster gladiator competition taking place in the graveyard behind his new home. And when they kidnap his father as their grand prize, it's up to him to enter the competition and save his life. It's exciting, scary, silly, action-packed, funny. So Jude Jones is the main character of the book. He's a fairly wimpy young boy who is forced to enter the world of underworld monster wrestling and gladiators. He's helped by his best friend, Posey Hogan, who despite being small, young, she's very scrappy, very good in a fight, and she's going to help him compete and win. And they must face off against Count Tankenstein, the monstrous, villainous, really greasy champion of the Graveyard Gladiators. I was inspired to write Graveyard Gladiators because of my childhood love of wrestling and watching gladiators on a Saturday night. I always wanted to compete in those competitions, and I thought, what would happen if I was facing off against monsters instead? And I thought that would be a really, really fun story to write. Okay, zombie impression. Brains! My special move in Graveyard Gladiators would be to fart so loudly, so longly, and so pungently that my opponent would have no choice but to surrender on the spot. So if you like gladiators, WWE, but with monsters instead of people, with a strong dose of skullduggery pleasant and Christopher Edge, then I really think you would enjoy Graveyard Gladiators.
That's it. Thank you for listening. You can scan this QR code to sign up to our librarian mailing list to receive proofs, review copies and news. My email here if you want to get in touch about anything. Thank you.
Hello there, my name is Danny Price. I work at Rock the Boat in the marketing and publicity team. I'm here to tell you about our early readers and middle grade fiction books that are publishing from June 2026 to December 2026. I hope you enjoy the presentation, and if you have any queries or comments, then contact me at the email at the end of this slideshow. I'd love to hear from you. First off, we have The Ocean and the Bones. This is a prehistoric debut fiction for children ages 8 to 12. It's set in a prehistoric world full of ritual, community and family. Little Meg is the sun healer's apprentice. To perform her new role, she must read the signs of nature and commune with the spirits to keep her people safe. But she goes against the rules and keeps back the finger bones of her deceased parents from a ritual, and she begins to blame herself for the destructive storm hitting her homeland and the mystery appearance of a strange girl on their shore. This stunning debut is by poet Genevieve Carver, who studied European prehistory and archaeology and who therefore has a lot of understanding of the world where it is set. It's a beautiful novel which grips the reader and offers an insight into prehistoric life. It's about nature, ecology, belonging, friendship, family, and has been well received by early readers. Book Crack Mary Rees says it's an unforgettable and poignant prehistoric adventure with friendship, community and hope at its heart, perfect for readers 9+. Genevieve is based in Aberdeen and has a launch actually on the 6th of June at Summerfield Books, where she will talk more about the book. She's keen to get out to schools and in and around Aberdeen and from August onwards, so do get in touch with me if you have any interest in hosting Jen at a school there. She's also writer-in-residence at the Valley of the Bones Dig, which is based in Dorset, so she'd be very happy to visit schools while there later this year too. Thanks. Next up is Blue, Barry and Pancakes. This is the 6th book in this series. I think many of you know about this brilliant graphic novel series, ideal for early readers, featuring the chaotic threesome Blue, Barry and Pancakes. Blue is a bookworm, Barry is a frog, and Pancakes is a big bunny. In this adventure, Blue, Barry and Pancakes find themselves inside a roller duckball stadium. Forced to compete in this nonsensical yet highly popular sport, the gang discovers a natural talent for the game. Soon enough, they find themselves hurtling toward athletic stardom as endorsement deals and branded merchandisers offers pile up. Will our heroes be able to stay humble and hold on to their friendship, or will the pressures of fame and success tear them apart? This book, as with all the others in the series, contains themes of friendship that embraces difference, includes fun, teamwork and creative problem solving. It's in glorious full colour with eye-catching illustrations, and it's loved by readers of books like Donut Squad, Bunny vs Monkey, Narwhal and Jelly. It's worth a mention that Book 3, which is Mount Choco Meltdown, has been picked for Book Trust Book Start Programme 2026, which is great news for readers.
That's very spooky. Hello, I'm Jack Mackay. I am here in my local graveyard and I'm here to talk about my second book, The Haunting of Old Splinter. Now, it all starts when a man who lives in the local clothes bank tells our main character Peter about a story of a magician and a wishing claw. And that kicks off a series of events that goes on to completely alter the course of Peter's life. The real story starts when they find the real-life wishing claw. And the story is as much about be careful what you wish for as it is about what would you do if you were given this kind of power. Now, I've been so excited by the response to Gloam, and it's been a journey of surprises, but one of the things that it's really proven to me is that kids are absolutely on the lookout for horror stories, real horror stories, especially ones that take them seriously and that respect their intelligence and their inner lives, and that's something that I really, really wanted to do with The Haunting of Old Splinter. Because I love to preserve the surprise and the shock of the story, I often end up talking about things like family and blended family and Peter's relationship with his stepdad, his uncle, his brother, his mum, and all of these key relationships that develop throughout the book. It's as much a family drama as it is a supernatural horror story, and I think that that's something I really, really want to emphasize whenever I talk about the book.
Next up is Void Dragons by Scott Ranking. In the Dragon Ship series, humans and dragon riding crews live in a future solar system where planets are linked by space travel and dragon-like ships. The main character, Luna Jones, is a young dragon rider who belongs to an elite crew protecting their solar system. In Book 3 of the series, Void Dragons, the plot starts when something mysterious appears in space. A derelict ship and signs of attacks caused by strange creatures called void dragons. Soon the entire solar system is locked in battle with these creatures, an undead enemy proving difficult to destroy. If Luna and the Dread Knights want to save their world a third time, they'll have to forge new alliances, summon new powers, and be willing to sacrifice everything. This is an epic sci-fi fantasy series which has sold over 17.5k copies to date. The Last Dragon on Mars, the first in the series, has been shortlisted for the FCBG Book Award. If you like dragons, you love space, sci-fi, all of this, then you need to have this on your TBR. Scott is hugely passionate about reading for pleasure and creating books that children love. He's based in the US, but very happy to do virtual visits. Thanks for listening. Here's our contact details and Rowan's contact details. If you have any questions about the presentation, don't hesitate to get in touch. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Claire. Welcome to the What on Earth presentation. For those of you who don't know us, we're a small but mighty independent publisher of illustrated non-fiction. Today, I'd love to take you through 5 exciting titles that celebrate facts, creativity, and discovery. First up is Cute Factopia, perfect for children aged 8+. This is the newest addition to our best-selling Factopia series. The series has now sold more than 500,000 copies worldwide, and was also part of this year's £1 World Book Day books in the form of Funny Factopia. Cute Factopia takes readers on a super sweet adventure through 200 adorable facts, where they will discover that the world's tallest and smallest dogs once met for a play date, that pet cats dream about their owners, and even that some ectoplanets are lighter than candy floss. Along the way, they'll explore animals, planets, dinosaurs, robots, art, history and space, all through the wonderfully fun lens of cuteness, which is completely on trend. What makes Factopia books so special is the way every fact connects cleverly to the next. Sometimes the trails even branch, allowing the readers to jump to a completely different but still connected topic. The book is written by Kate Olsen and beautifully illustrated by Andy Smith, whose mix of artwork and colour photography brings warmth and energy to every page. And if you love the Factopia series, we have a treat for you next. Kate and Andy have teamed up for a beautiful new large-scale book, The Palace of Facts, for 8 to 12-year-olds. Alongside 2 friends and their dog, readers are invited to journey through a palace where 400 facts are on display. With every turn of the page, they will step into a new room and discover astonishing facts showcased on its walls. In the treasure room, readers uncover facts about crystals. In the fossil hall, they dig up dinosaur discoveries, and in the observatory, they explore the wonders of space. The concept was inspired by the idea of a memory palace, the theory that placing information in imagined physical spaces help us remember it more effectively. So not only is the artwork beautiful, it also helps make the facts memorable. Every fact is woven into the artwork, creating scenes that readers can lose themselves in for hours as they uncover all the charming and amusing details. Our third title is How to Do Almost Everything. With this book by their side, every curious child will gain a joyful range of skills which will open the door to real-life adventures. The skills include everything from the perfectly practical to the delightfully frivolous. How to cloud spot, how to guess the number of jelly beans in a jar, how to juggle, negotiate, meditate, read a map, and even walk down an imaginary staircase. And what makes this book particularly special is the skills come with the seal of approval and amazing tips and insights from top experts. A structural engineer explains how to build the ultimate den, and a Stanford computer scientist introduced algorithms. It is a book that is sprinkled with a touch of nostalgia, yet has all the wit, playfulness, and exuberance that will inspire the young readers of today. Next, we have Scientists Making a Difference, created in collaboration with the Gatsby Foundation and Imperial College London for children aged 12+. Every state-funded secondary school in the UK will be receiving a kit in September with 2 copies of this book, a teacher's guide, a large-scale timeline and poster, so do look out for it. This inspiring book introduces readers to real scientists working across an incredible range of fields. You'll meet apprentices and technicians as well as professors and entrepreneurs. They'll tell you in their own words about their work, whether that's growing human cells to test medicines or building quantum computers of the future. These are some of the world's most amazing change makers who combine their passion with their work to make the world a better place. Readers can also scan QR codes that accompany 15 of the profiles to watch a video showing the scientists talking about their jobs. Written by award-winning mechanical engineer turned TV presenter and author Dr. Shini Samara, Scientists Making a Difference shows how science is for everyone, no matter what your background or interests are, and that there are many different routes into science jobs, from apprenticeships through to university degrees. Finally, I'm just squeezing in Genius Inventions from Ancient China, a beautifully illustrated journey through thousands of years of innovation and ingenuity. It's published in January 2027 for children aged 8+. Did you know that the first compasses were shaped like spoons? Or that gunpowder was discovered by ancient Chinese alchemists in search of a potion for eternal life? or that the stories of many items you see around you every day, paper, playing cards, kites, fireworks, and even tea, began in ancient China. As you travel from Neolithic times through the dynasties of Imperial China, discover the origins of more than 40 genius inventions that still shape our world today. I hope you enjoyed the What on Earth presentation. Feel free to get in touch with me by emailing claire@whatonearthbooks.com. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Natasha. I work at DK Children's and I'm here to present our incredible middle grade list coming out later this year. And first up, we've actually got Minotaur Boy, which came out in May of this year. Now, this isn't just your average growing up story. Alex is like any other 12-year-old. He's trying to survive school, navigate awkward body changes and avoid his parents' big talks. But he's hiding a secret. He's part Minotaur. And in case that isn't bad enough, a new kid called Theseus has joined the school on a Minotaur hunt. A monstrously funny story by best-selling author Shane Hegarty. This is a fantastical twist on the everyday embarrassments of growing up and the struggle to fit in. And next up, we've got The Odyssey. This is a voyage across the seas, man-eating monsters, witches, gods, and goddesses, and the ultimate adventure story. Liv Albert brings this ancient Greek epic to life, and in Liv's version, she portrays Odysseus as he really was, a complex man who did many great things and just as many bad. Littered with historical facts, stunning illustrations, and sparkling storytelling, Liv brings all of her knowledge and expertise to this future classic, making it the only version of the Odyssey you'll ever want to read, especially ahead of the long-awaited film release. Then we've got The Youngest Faircrest and The Search for a Sorcerer. This is by award-winning comedy writer Ollie George Clark, and his debut novel is the perfect blend of humour, adventure, and heart. It comes together to create a spellbinding story of courage, friendship, and self-discovery. Now, it's the day of the deciding in the swampy town of Bogsmarsh, the day every 12-year-old learns who they are going to be forever. And sitting in the decider's study, youngest Faircrest is declared remarkable at only one thing, just how unremarkable he is. Now, determined to prove who he is so much more than what he's been decided, he does one sensible thing. He heads up to where no one else dares to reclaim Bogmarsh's stolen magic, if it exists, from a flying, stinging, yellow-eyed ancient sorcerer. And knowing his luck, he probably does exist. Together with his best friend Agnes and Piglet sidekick Satchel, Youngest is about to face monsters, mysteries, and mayhem. And could it be that Youngest is more remarkable than he's ever been made to feel? And then we've got The Witches of Anderson House, The Great Dragon Escape. This is a brilliant series that are back in the second instalment. This time it's all hands on deck for the annual Spring Festival, but in the hustle and bustle of preparations, a terrible accident means that something more than baked goods is escaping the kitchen of Anderson House. And he's determined to cause mischief. Now, can the witches find him and stop him before the whole festival is ruined? This is a beautiful full-colour illustration book on every page, and it wonderfully fills the gap between picture book and early chapter book readers too. Penny and Luck, The Shadows of Rose Hall. This is by writer Claire Kowalski, and she's on a mission to get kids excited about STEM. This series is based on a wonderful podcast, and it kind of brings this incredible inventions to life. And in this series, her superpower isn't just magic, it's her brilliant brain. Using resilience and science, she solves problems that will quickly become a beloved and inspirational protagonist. Next up, we've got Science Stories. This is a brilliant series that explores science's greatest breakthroughs. Now, the first two, Moon Landing and Project Penicillin, came out in March, but we have First Flight and Bone Wars, which are due to come out this August. Bone Wars is an incredible epic battle, which is to find the dinosaur fossils, and First Flight is a true story of how the Wright brothers invented the aeroplane and launched the age of flight. And then we have a brilliant graphic novel series. It's time to jump back into the head verse because best friends Cabinhead and Treehead are ready for their next big adventure, and things are about to get seriously weird. From getting into strong shape and then immediately breaking everything because they're too strong, to giving out trophies for everything, including showering and breathing, you never know what's in store for Cabinhead and Treehead, but you can always count on feeling good. And next we have The Bear Who Loved the Moon, which is a beautiful tale of the journey to finding happiness and peace. It's a must-read for children and adults feeling isolated and lost, showing them that light will always outweigh the dark, even when it's difficult to see the path ahead. In Bear, readers will find a companion, friend, and mentor who provides much-needed loyalty, love, and wisdom. It's a winter fable which makes for an enchanting bedtime story to lull little ones into a blissful sleep. Interwoven with entrancing illustrations by Alice Courtley, this is a perfect gift book for anyone seeking a little hope and comfort. More Good Bits is the follow-up to the successful Good Bits. This is Kes Gray's second volume of explosive story bites. Now, as you know, the market is constantly asking for books that bridge the gap between striving readers and books and children who find big blocks of text intimidating. This is designed to be accessible, fast-paced, visually dynamic, and the stories are wild and grab readers immediately. We've got everything from a stunt cat filming a cat food commercial to the epic journey of a lost glove. Now, this is one children will be really, really excited to read. And then I am thrilled to tell you about an exciting new range of fiction in partnership with Lego. We have everything from picture books to early chapter books and middle grade, but this is the really, really exciting one that I'm thrilled to introduce to you. Nicholas Nerdblock, which is a world where technology has been lost forever and people have forgotten how to build. Now, Nicholas Nerdblock is the youngest child in a family of famous adventurers who search for lost pieces and instructions and things. Nicholas knows he'll never measure up, so he's not going to try. He becomes a villain. When his family is sent to find a mystery lost brick that could change everything, Nicholas spots his chance. Each page was hand-drawn and written by New York Times bestselling Jeffrey Brown, and it's the perfect bridge between Dogman and Wimpy Kid. And you can see some more of the brilliant titles here. Thank you so much.